All right, we're back. We shouldn't be, but we are.
You know we had to.
What episode was this? 8?
It's to the 8, bro.
What the fuck, man?
Now you niggas are probably wondering. I thought they swore this shit off after episode 3? Was it 3? It
Yeah, it was
was 3,
3.
3. I thought you niggas swore this shit off after episode 3. Why would you come back? Well, caught wind of a very, very funny rumor that in the
With
latest
no damn
Halo
rumor.
episode, let me get the tweet, right? Paul Tassi, Twitter handle at Paul Tassi, said, "Look, I don't care if this is a spoiler. The world must know. In this week's Halo episode, Master Chief has sex with a human Covenant spy prisoner while Cortana watches, and it appears it triggers events that will lead to the fall of Reach." Now that was rumored. We caught wind of it. Good friend of the show, Rookie, posted it in Pony server. Guardy saw it and said, "This is peak TV." At me and said, "We have to watch this." I don't know what you were expecting, Guardy, when you read that tweet,
I
but
was expecting the bottom of the fucking barrel. And that's what I fucking got.
that's what I'm saying. Like that shit. He described that shit to the T. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, that's literally it.
Except it is worse, because I at least expected it to be at the end of the episode.
No, it was the
That's
middle of the episode.
It was the
So
middle of
so
the episode.
there was a disgusting 35 or so minutes of nothing left.
Yeah. And you're probably wondering what was there before.
Nothing.
Now, since we're like 5 episodes removed, 4 or 5 episodes removed, we're not too involved with the plot as it stands, but as far as it looks, we haven't progressed worth shit.
The plot isn't involved with itself. The entire show takes place on Reach.
It's still everybody arguing about human ethics and what are we going to do about the Covenant, and is Chief gonna touch the artifact today? Are we gonna make somebody touch the artifact today? And Mykey is here too. The white lady that had her ass cheeks out in episode 2, she's here on Reach. That's the only difference. They're still doing the fucking, "Oh, you guys indoctrinated me. I beat the indoctrination allegations." Just like Mykey is. Mykey's me for real. She's my twin. I'm fucking my twin. And all
Yo,
that
don't
is,
when you put it like that, I'm never watching this shit again.
I mean, of course not, but that's what happened.
Nigga said that's
Uh
my kinfolk. I'ma fuck it.
I don't know how we got to this point. It's probably not a very well developed relationship at all, because they have this like little stroll in the park, and they kind of look at each other a bunch. And when you look at another character for longer than like a beat in film and TV, that means you really like them. Whether or not it's your family member, you look at them like, man, that's my people's for real. Or you look at them a beat longer than that, then it's like, yeah, I'm trying to fuck. But they take this walk through the park. They talk about the ring at the cherry blossoms. Chief doesn't know that it's not that kind of super weapon, and it doesn't just obliterate whatever you want. She talks about the great journey, and then he's like, "You really believe that? All those that are pure will go to heaven, and all those that are cursed will go to hell." And it's just like, man, fuck.
This guy
They
is
have
fucking winging it.
they have that conversation, and then there's like a dog that shows up for a split second and barks, and then Mykey almost puts that thing in the fucking dirt to, solidify that she's still evil, guys. Don't worry, she's still evil. She would kill a dog. That's fucked
Bro,
up.
according to the Indian shorty, so a Master Chief.
Yeah, I'm
What she said
talking.
when she saw him walking through the park, the Master Chief I know, but with a disemboweled.
Yeah, like
Yo,
the most extreme shit ever. Fucking Keys is like, that's not like him. He's on a little date right now. And then the other lady whose name I don't give a fuck about, she's like, man, the chief I know would have fucking thrown her through at least 6 of them cherry blossoms by now. And it's just like, what do we? Wait, what? I thought, is this like information gathering? What's happening?
is he a savage? Is he a weapon? What's happening here?
All right, though I guess the only other change between fucking episode 3 and episode 8, where we're at right now, is that Halsey's not in charge of the Spartan program anymore. I guess technically Miranda Keys has all her shit now, except not really, because obviously Halsey's still pulling the strings from behind the scene. Because later on, they start to do some shit. Chief is like, Mykey can lead us to the Covenant homeworld if she just touches the artifact. And then, Keys and the other lady are like, you know what? Yeah, sure. Because they watched a fucking video of some other planet get glassed, and everyone's like, oh my god, the horror.
They were doing a
I can't believe
report,
this.
and Miranda's pops was like, "Yeah, them niggas is cooked. They'll be alright."
Yeah. Because they're talking about we have to go look for survivors, and he's like, "Yo, do we watch the same footage? You're talking about survivors? Who can survive that? The planet is glassed. Who can survive that?" And then Chief is like, "Our only hope is if Mykey helps us." Blah blah. Um, whatever. Uh, so they set up an appointment for her to touch the artifact because apparently it's not pressing enough to find out where the Covenant homeworld is now. They set up the appointment. Um, and then not Miranda, fucking Halsey's like, yeah, I can't let that happen. So she tries to get the other Spartans to jump Chief and then fucking, you know, bring him to Halsey so that all four of them can go do something. I fucking forget. Do you remember
They're gonna
what?
set the rings off. They're gonna use old girl to set the rings off anyway, because you know humanity sucks. The whole point of this is that humanity is flawed, and Master Chief is literally the Messiah.
Yeah, they don't know shit about shit yet. They're still trying to decipher Sangili or whatever the language is. Oh yeah, Miranda's trying to discover. She's trying to translate the language, and when she does, she figures out. Oh my God, McKee is the one that killed all those people on that fucking frigate or whatever.
But in true cinema fashion, she discovers it at the point where we've actually properly turned this woman into a babyface. So tragedy will now strike as they are beating Master Chief to death. She gets to Keys and the one Indian lady, and that's when Miranda gets in the doorway, tells them that nah, she's the one that destroyed the or killed the crew of whatever the fuck that shit is called, a damn frigate, whatever.
Fucking matter, bro.
We should really do a better job of this, but it really doesn't
Doesn't
matter.
matter.
It really
People don't
doesn't
matter.
matter.
We're giving an accurate recap. If you care about friggin' names, you can go look this shit up. It doesn't matter. Um. So now she touches the artifact. Everything goes off. And then John sees her in a dream again, and then she's like, "Bye," and then he's like, "No," and then he wakes up.
No, he went to
Uh,
sleep, nigga.
oh yeah, he wakes up just to go back to sleep.
We
Um,
got to talk about that fight scene. That fight scene makes no sense.
so Halsey, I don't. There's probably a piece that we're missing from one of the Spartan people. What was her name? Kai or something like that.
Yeah,
Kai.
Kai's hormones are. I guess she took the happy pill out too,
He
and she's
probably
just
did.
been
That's
doing
probably what we're
whatever.
missing. Yeah, because there's a scene before where she's like, doing strength contest shit with the other Marines. And we're just like, why the fuck do we care? But I'm guessing that's the clue that, like, yeah, she's out here doing bad shit. She probably took her happy pill out because they try to subdue her, but it doesn't work. So as they're going to go get the Master Chief, she's like, guys, we can't do this. It's Chief. Think about this.
That's our
They
guy, man. Come
they
on,
turn the corner and then whoop her fucking ass.
bro. They punch her square in the. They punch her. They donkey punch her first. They
Oh
punch
my
her in the back of
god.
her head, and then they punch her square in her fucking nose. But when she wakes up, nary a bone in her face is broken. She's just a handcuff to the fucking floor.
That goes to some fucking stone bench or something like that. Like it's the fucking 1800s. Um, so she's like
Futuristic cuffs, but you're cuffed to the damn stone bench.
a fucking bench, like bro.
We
Not even
gotta get
like
to this fight scene, cause
not even like we locked her arm or anything. We cuffed her to the bench. So they continue on. They're like, all right, we're gonna go get John. They're like laying a trap for him or something like that. The fucking I'm gonna prank my dad when he gets home, and they're waiting for him at the door. But then Cortana also goes off the rails and is just like, John, stop. and then she tells him, "You're gonna get jumped." So then he walks into a hangar and is just like, "Come out, let's talk," or some action movie bullshit. Uh, that is Chief though. Yeah, but he goes in the hangar and he goes to fight them. He has no armor on, by the way. He's
This
just in
guy
the
has
suit.
not been in his armor for God knows how many episodes. I have no clue.
He's in his fucking civvy clothes,
They do
and
not like
then
this guy being in armor.
oh, Pablo's getting his shit off though. I'm not gonna lie, he's getting mad footage, bro.
Yeah, to stand there and
Of
look like a fucking action figure. Great job.
course. So he gets in this hangar. He's like, "Hey, time to talk." And then here comes Vanak and what's her name to start beating the fuck out of him. And
Yeah, him and Riz pull up
it's
and they
pretty
just
bad.
start dunking on this nigga.
It's pretty bad.
But here's the kicker: it takes them punching Chief in the head like 4 times before any blood comes out. So I don't know what it is with this. I don't know. I don't know. Like I understand that there's a super soldier serum, but getting punched in the face is getting punched in the face.
I feel like that should cancel out though. Like, yeah, you have the super serum. Getting punched by a regular nigga, I'm not gonna
That's what
hurt
I'm
too bad.
saying.
Getting punched by another fucking super soldier, that shit should hurt.
Bro's wearing his armor. They show you when because Chief is for whatever reason going 60-40 with 2 Spartans, literally 2v2
Right.
or
Like
2v1. Sorry.
this is a pretty I thought he was gonna win the fight at one point.
Yeah, no, they booked that shit really fucking bad.
Cortana's telling him like, "All right, take his legs out. Yeah, watch your left." She's like mid-set coaching him, and he's doing kind of all right. And I'm just like, I'm not the most upset because like that is kind of cool that she's like calling out shit. He's like listening to her on a fucking dime. But at
Yeah,
the
you
same time, it's like,
because it shows how useful the AI is.
yeah.
But at the same time, these are you're not in your suit. You don't have a heads up display. These are 2 Spartans with a heads up display. They should be
And
dunking on you.
they're part of your squad. They know how you fight. Like you guys have probably sparred with each other all the time. They should be able to dispatch you pretty quickly. But
I
no,
don't know.
it takes like 5 minutes. And then what's her name finally frees herself from the stone bench, comes over, and you know that fucking trope of like guy in cuffs goes guy with sword to cut cuffs so I can fight because now I'm out of cuffs and I can use both of my hands freely. They do that shit immediately as soon as what's her name enters a
But
fight.
they don't do it good. It's the most ridiculous. She has the cuffs on, mind you. These cuffs are like I don't know how to describe it, but if you've ever seen like I forgot what the word is. Construction niggas know what this shit is. It's like what you put in concrete beams or whatever to hold this shit up. It's that
It's a
type of
fucking
wiring.
it's
It's
the
like these.
super cuffs.
Yeah, it's the gaudy super cuffs, and she gets Riz or whoever to punch these cuffs, and they just dematerialize off her.
God. And then after that, there's like a few more exchanges thrown, and then niggas are in a Mexican standoff now, where everybody's fucking holding a gun to somebody else except for like Chief. Chief's the only one that's
Yeah,
not.
Chief is in the middle begging Riz not to blow his fucking head off.
Yeah, because they were fucking doing the Tony Stark, Steve Rogers, Bucky Barnes thing and fucking beating him down. So about some don't make me do this. Like I thought Halsey wanted him alive. Why are you pointing a gun at him?
Well, I mean, they need to subdue him. They can shoot him and he can live. One bullet won't kill Master
Here's the
Chief.
thing, right? If
Clearly, because
that's
they beat the
true,
shit out of him. They literally
if
beat that guy to death.
no, if being able to just shoot him, we'll patch him up later was true, they could have started with that.
Yeah, because this guy ran at him with a battle rifle, and instead of shooting at him, he body checked
Charged
him.
him. Yeah, he
He
charges
body
him.
checks him instead of shooting him. I don't know,
Like
but
he's
then again,
fucking Aaron Donald.
that's a really big issue with action shows and action films as well. Is that
Yeah.
you're supposed to get the watcher or the viewer to suspend their disbelief, but then you do really inconsistent things that take you out of the moment. It's why it's the Daredevil thing all over again, where the Daredevil fight scene makes no sense because this guy's blind. It's not only that he's blind, but where he's fighting in a stairwell. I'm not gonna go into the details and the semantics of why that fight is absolutely fucking stupid, and you're probably stupid for liking it.
Yeah.
But when it comes to fight choreography, there has to be logic. Like, even though we're dealing with space marines in the year 2035 or 22 whatever.
It's 2552 or some stupid. Well, not stupid because I like that, but yeah,
Well, yeah,
25.
but you know what I mean. Like, there has to be logic. Like, Kai being cuffed and running into the cuffs, Riz should know that, yes, you are still. She should be able to see first that Kai is cuffed and work around that and
Did
have it be
you?
an actual miscommunication between the two of them. But I guess since it's at the back end of the episode and they're literally running out of time, they had to do it that way where everything is just convenient. Because it's literally she gets the flying knees to get them off of Chief, and Riz stands up immediately, swings at her, cuffs her off.
It just doesn't make any sense with niggas with guns are engaging in CQC as a fucking first resort option. Like I don't understand why people don't realize guns are a fucking checkmate, bro.
Yeah.
That should change the whole course of human history. You can't you. I have a gun on you. It's over. Why did he charge? Why did he charge him? I thought these niggas were not supposed to be emotional.
Well, I mean, you could very easily say that it's part of the subdue him, don't kill him thing.
I
And
think
I
a
and
little.
and I
I
and
think we've clearly established after that fight, how many times they fucking punched him and he flew like 6 feet across the room like he's a fucking Dragon Ball character. I fucking shot to the kneecap isn't gonna kill him.
no, they were actually beating him to death, and it makes no sense because they're in armor, suited up. The armor is powered up or whatever. The shields are up, and they are punching this guy square in his face, and nothing is happening. He is
And
getting baby cuts.
it wasn't even like a soft tap. Them niggas were throwing them hard bitches at him, bro.
Like, they didn't even try to do like the food coloring or whatever gimmick it is that you use in film for bleeding from the mouth or whatever. It was straight makeup.
Yeah.
Like, there was no graphic nature to it. It's literally he got hit a couple of times, and to sell it, now we're getting the close up shot on his face, and he has the makeup on and all of that. You know, the battle scarred makeup.
Right.
I don't know. This is really odd shit. Like, I don't know who puts these things together, but the action in this show has been off from episode one. Like, you
Yeah.
can go back to episode one, and we talk about the scene of the elites sieging the encampment, and the elite runs into the car flips the wrong way, the shadow is not there. Like, these problems are all over this show, and the fact that it's already been greenlit for a season 2 probably that I haven't caught. But actually, is there an announcement? I haven't actually seen.
I think they lit it for greenlit it for season 2 before the first episode even aired.
That's funny. Probably because Paramount Plus, once they announced it, got a huge boost in subscribers, so it would make sense.
I don't know, bro.
I wish I could see those numbers. I probably can.
It's
I'll
like the
probably look
whole
for them.
episode is just the same shit that we've been getting all season. But what about our humanity? You know, Chief and the old girl fuck for whatever reason because the Master Chief is developing emotions. And then it's just like Spartans can have emotions the entire episode up to fuck. Even in the fight, fucking Kai sides with Chief because we shouldn't do this, guys. This is wrong. We shouldn't follow our programming. And then even Cortana defecting doesn't really make much sense because it's just like, yeah, she likes John, but at the same, like, you don't. They haven't even gone on. I think they had like one kind of like battle sequence, like the last episode or something like that. But Cortana and John were not on speaking terms this episode.
Yeah,
He still doesn't like her.
with their relationship, whatever it is. Well, they did show us that Halsey told him the truth, and that's what got her decommissioned. But that, I mean, what does that do for Cortana? You know, like what, like the whole thing When we stopped watching, he he found Cortana a nuisance and only used her because he had really no goddamn choice. He used her to take the happy pill out, and that was it. For what we saw. So in these last 4 episodes, for their relationship to have worsened, for lack of a better term, it's there's no progression. For the last 4 to 5 weeks, you niggas have been watching nothing. You've been
Literally.
watching a soap opera where the plot does not move.
Like, it's hitting all the marks of just like limited series TV shit. It's fucking unless you're Disney Plus, is there sex scene? Yeah, there's sex scene. Is there a bunch of politics that go nowhere? Yeah, there's a bunch of politics that go nowhere. Is there a threat? Is there an actual threat that we barely see on screen? Yeah, there's an actual threat that we barely see on screen.
Covenant not in the show.
They're
They're
not.
in the show by way of I guess radio waves and TV, and
Fucking
being
Mykey,
mentioned
bro.
by everybody because they want to use this ring that they don't know is going to eradicate everything, to eradicate the other guys, because that's how humans work. Humans are just so dead set on being the apex predator that it's that they're willing to do whatever, scorched earth policy, all of that, even if it means destroying themselves.
I don't know. Um, I guess I don't. I'm not watching episode 9, so I guess I'll just. This will be like our rehash of just like thoughts on the series in general.
Yeah, oh yeah, I guess we can get into that
Uh,
now that we covered the episode, but yeah, you can go ahead.
like I've read a bunch of shit about people that like from people that like this show. Because that's just what I do. I like reading about both sides. Even if I don't give a fuck, I'll still
Yeah,
read
of
it just to
course.
see like what the vibes are. And obviously it's the standard. The show is good. It's just not Halo. Like it doesn't follow the source material. And I understand wanting to use a property and like wanting to make your own adaptation of the thing, like wanting to tell your own story within that IP. I'm starting to see that increasingly. Well, not even starting, but like it's never worked.
Yeah,
Uh,
because the problem, just to answer that whole thing, the problem with that is that they do it the wrong way. You can use the universe
yeah,
as a backdrop and do something completely different. What they want to do is to live out their fan fiction. That's where the
right.
problems begin and end. Because you see all this shit. Chief's not in his suit. He's not fighting. He's developing like full on relationships with other characters. He's not an action hero anymore. He's just a guy.
Like, and you can say all that stuff is like you guys are trying too hard to make like the books and the games, and it's like, I mean, yeah, like if you want all that shit, this isn't the place for it because most of the already established lore and like things that you can use is is not that. Like talking about emotions, like that's not that's nowhere in. Like even if I think canonically Halsey and what's his fucking name, Captain Keys did like they did have a thing and they had Miranda, but like nobody would know unless you went to read the books because it doesn't matter. It doesn't come up in the games. Fucking Chief doesn't tell Keys, on her deathbed, like when she's dying, you're just as brave as you're like, no, none of that shit matters. Like, and I understand people that say if you give the show, no, even if the show was like de-skinned, like it wasn't Halo, it'd still be really weird and really bad. It'd be even worse,
It'd be
honestly,
plain. Like
because you never.
the thing is, people are watching this because it has a brand attached to it. If
Yeah.
this is the great value TV show, it's getting passed up just like great value products at the supermarket.
And I feel like the only reason people are sticking with it so long is because eventually it's going to go somewhere. It's eventually going to go to the Halo that we know, which I don't think so. Because like, depending on how this finale turns out, pretty much everyone is, well, not everyone, but like actually, yeah, pretty much everyone, but like 3 characters are dead. Chief's whole squad glass. The Indian lady glass. The only people that should like Halsey's gonna get away, obviously, but who else? Quan might get glassed. I don't know. Fucking like if we're going
We gotta
into
find out if she ever appeared again, because there's no way
it
that
did.
she's just she did.
Apparently, the last episode was all about her and that other guy, and it was like there was a barely any chief in that episode. Uh, what else? But yeah, like I understand wanting to tell your own story and believing in yourself and all that shit, but like I don't think using Halo as like a visual, what's the word that I'm looking for? Using Halo as your visual theme, I don't think that works for this because like a lot of Halo's like visuals are military themed. You know, the fucking warthog, the pelican, all that shit. You know, very visual and very like alien. You know, the weird covenant fucking doors and corridors and all that. The fucking different weapons that they have. You know, you use this shit too much, and the fucking thing has to like cool itself down so it fucking opens up. All that, all those small details that fucking kids and teenagers wouldn't think of when they play this shit for the first time. All that shit is lost here. There's no fucking. There's barely any military. The military is a backdrop for fucking interpersonal drama. Fucking Keys is out here telling Halsey, "Oh, because you keep thinking about the greater good rather than your humanity. That's why I don't fuck with you no more." Like, bro, who? He didn't say like that, but that's essentially what he
That's
was
what he
saying.
wanted to say.
Halsey's like, I don't give a fuck about like the here and now. I'm a bigger picture woman, and she's right, which is the issue. She's right, and the show's trying to tell me that she's wrong, and I'm supposed to.
No. They're booking this shit so backwards. Cause the way it's always been framed is that she did this shit for, she's the what is it? She's the any by any means necessary, ends justify the means character,
Right,
and that's what makes her a bad person. But she created the one thing that could fix whatever mess she created. So fine,
right,
whatever. In this show, she's created the solution to the problem, but the problem is humanity. Like
right.
they're doing the humanity are the monster. Like this episode ends with the classic humanity are the monsters thing, where they I mentioned it earlier, but they finally, like, she finally manages after fucking her to sleep, manages manages to actually turn her, and she gets rid of her little finger slicer gimmick.
Finger energy sword.
Yeah, she gets rid of the hidden blade and is ready to turn over a new leaf. And then humanity literally rears its ugly head and gets her to touch the artifact, which basically collapses the entirety of Reach.
I think another thing that doesn't maybe that was in the episodes that we didn't watch, but humanity wasn't backed enough into the corners where it's like, I guess we're about to get it because we did see a planet get glassed, but they're not. I don't think they were backed into a corner enough to have to like make the Spartans. I know the Spartans were made for insurrectionists, but
Which is
if you're
ridiculous when you
gonna
think about it.
if you're gonna have this two sides thing where it's just like it is ridiculous. You fucking made Spartans for some fucking farmers, but um, if you are gonna do this two sides thing, I need to see some shit. Like that's why Reach the game was so good because like you're playing Noble Six, you're a badass. You have your fucking badass crew. You have Carter the leader, fucking Cat the brains, Emil the badass, fucking George big ass guy. And you guys are working as a cohesive unit. You niggas might not like each other, but you guys are getting shit done. After almost every mission where you guys think you make the slightest bit of progress in this fucking war, here comes the Covenant with a bunch more shit. You and fucking George get onto this super carrier, arm the fucking bomb, and then George throws you out of the thing. He throws you out, you land back, and then I think you hear a fucking transmission of like a bunch more super carriers coming into orbit, and it's just like, bro, what literally what is it for? But in this show, I don't feel that. I
Yeah, and
understand that like Halsey has to do what she has to do because the Covenant is fucking really strong, but you don't see that. I don't see that at all because there's no military in this show.
there's no
That's why it doesn't
military.
work.
There's no covenant. We said it earlier. The covenant is besides in the beginning when they're talking to old girl and they send her out on the mission or whatever. These guys are not real. They're on TV. They're on radio. You're hearing about the Spartans being dispatched to combat them on random planets with no names. Oh, and it's all part of the Spartan propaganda program. And in the
Yeah,
first episode, then they're made real, and then they take a back seat because you never see them again.
like there's no built up goodwill for the UNSC. At least with the UNSC and Halo 2, you have fucking charismatic ass Johnson to at least like make you care about them somewhat. I like Johnson. I don't want him to die. Him and Miranda's dynamic is really cool. Uh, this show you get none of that. Fuck, I had a really good point that I think I'm starting to lose. Oh yeah, the in Halo 3, you get some of the best like you know two factions, two ideals thing ever. In the one cutscene where Guilty Spark gets like a message from Cortana because she left behind like a fucking thumb drive or some shit like that. They play the message. She's like, "Hi, Charity's coming to Earth." And it the arc is the key to this whole thing. The shipmaster is like, all right, let's go for it. Let's go, with the arc through the fucking slip space portal, and let's go fucking finish this fight. Fuck the brutes, fuck them. And then Lord Hood is like, nigga, I'm keeping my fleet here on Earth for our last stand. And both people are right. This could be a trap. But if anything, there's three factions at play. There's fucking the shipmaster and the elites who will actually want to finish the fight. Chief wants to go with them and go look for Cortana. Lord Hood is like, we're fucked. We might as well make a last stand on Earth. And then Guilty Spark, who just wants to fire the ring because he's a piece of shit.
Actual
But
piece of garbage.
I can see all of those points, fam. Keys watched an entire planet get glassed. Said, yeah, there's no survivors, and then told Halsey what everything that she's done has been too much. Like she's gone too far. Apparently, she hasn't gone far enough.
Unironically, Halsey is right. Like people say, people do the Thanos was right thing, but unironically, this character is right. The character that's supposed to be wrong or be proved wrong is right because everything is coming up Millhouse for her.
Literally every episode is just like, man, they really kidnapped us when we were kids. Man, they really kidnapped us when we were kids. Man, they really kidnapped us when we were kids, and it's just like, bro, look at what you're fighting against. What? Who cares? Like, I don't think niggas understand how scary extinction is.
Yeah, full on extinction.
Like, we're done. That's it. Like that's it. And not even that. It's not even extinction for just humans. If the Covenant gets what they want, nigga, that's a reboot on the universe, and it's already happened before.
Well, it's a reboot on the universe, period, because it's just gonna blow up everything.
That's what I'm saying. The Halo rings just fucking wipe everything out. Everybody. It's not even just humanity. You're fighting for everything. But
Yeah.
Halsey went too far. How? How can you say that?
How can you, in good conscience, in good faith, say she went too far? Yes, child soldiers is bad. Yes, the means to an end is bad, but the
And we don't have a
justification
choice.
is extinction.
What? Yeah. What is the other option? I don't. All right. I don't get my child soldiers. We fight with the shitty ass Marines you have, and then we die. All right. Cool. That's what you want. I had to do it. And even then, the thing about that is that they lean more into the ends justify the means shit in the books and the games. Cause she tells them straight up, you are being recruited into the UNSC for a special operations program called the Spartan program. You will never see your parents again. I'm going to surgically remove your sex drive.
I'm going to surgically remove your emotions, your everything.
I don't even think. I think it's just like all the unnecessary shit out of the emotions. Because like in the game, she still has he has a sense of humor. When Miranda dies, you can see like the sadness on his body. Like that, he does have emotions. It's just not like, yeah, you want to go walk with me in the park, babe. You try. I got you this book. What you trying to get to?
I got you this book. We're done. We're done because that's actually the fucking episode. Is I got you this book. We are never. We said this before, but I am making the decree now. It's done. If a season 2 gets announced, I don't care. If a film gets announced, I don't care. If anything
I hope that's
egregious
not
comes
true.
out on Twitter, I don't care.
It's-
I do not.
Uh,
The reminding me of the fucking book that set me off. We're done here. We are fucking finished. I got you a
like
book.
everybody that's on the staff. I blame the scriptwriters. I blame the scriptwriter. I blame the fucking director. Everybody else though, cinema. It looks really the show is pretty. The natural lighting is pretty. The shots that they use is pretty. It's a
CG
pretty
is
show.
okay.
The CG is fine when it's not the actual aliens. Actually, no. The fucking
No, the
prophets.
actual aliens look pretty good.
The prophets looked okay. I think the fucking elites look like shit. And then we skipped the episode with the rest of the covenant, so we'll never know what they
Oh,
look like.
God
But
forbid they finally introduce the rest of them.
I think we would have hated that episode because I saw snippets from it and it wasn't good. Um, but yeah, technically, on a technical level, the show's pretty. When you look into the writing and this like how the whole thing is put together, it's not good at all.
I won't blame the fight choreographers much because, for the most part, they work with what they're given.
And I feel like it's kind of hard because like the suits, um, the actually I don't know how heavy those suits are, but they look heavy.
They
So
should be
I
fucking
wouldn't.
paper mache, bro. It shouldn't be like an actual suit of
Yeah,
armor. That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. I'm assuming that's what they went with, but like I feel like that's why you make multiple suits. You make like the actual like for like the walking around scenes and shit like that. You make the actual like heavy ass suit,
Yeah, and
and
then for the other
then
one, you CGI it. Who cares?
either CG it or fucking paper mache that bitch and try to make it look as real as possible. But I don't do costume design, so I don't know what that process is like.
Because there's no way those things
Uh,
are that heavy. Like, I mean, it's obviously heavy. Yeah, it's heavy. It's bulky.
yeah,
But we shouldn't be walking around in like actual metal and shit. That doesn't make any
yeah.
sense.
I don't know what they did on fucking the Iron Man set in 2008, but whatever they did there, they need to go back to that for real.
2008, by the way.
2008. We are in 22. It's been 14 years since that movie came out. 14. Anyways, yes. I don't want to say streaming is cooked, but I can't even remember the last thing I watched on streaming to where I was like on like a streaming service where I was like, you know what? Yeah, that was pretty good, man.
It's because they're mass producing mid. That's why.
Damn, they're
They're,
putting. They found a winning formula, right? All right, we want to tell these long form stories, but you know the conventional 30, not even the conventional 30, the conventional 23 minutes, mad episodes in a season isn't quite working. What can we do? You know, Breaking Bad and The Walking Dead drop. It's like fucking 50 minutes with like mad episodes. Not even. No, it's like 10 episodes in a season. Okay, that works. Let's try that. Niggas put a fuck ton of money into it because you know a bunch of shows do well. Queen's Gambit, you know, whatever. The Boys, blah blah blah. Niggas start pumping money into it and they get worse. How do they get worse? How? How?
because people overreach their boundaries. What
But it
one
just
that first season, it when you send your pilot out, when you have your first season, you have something to prove. That's why I'm not a fan of knee jerking and announcing a second season until the shit is done. I'm always a fan of announcing shit after everything is said and done when you see the reception. Because
right.
when you announce a season 2 where you cut a fat ass deal in the middle of the season, there's no urgency. There's no
Yeah.
urgency. There's no competitiveness because they got the bag. It's done. You've signed them for another season and paid them X amount of money.
I don't know. I just feel like at the same time though, you should like as a producer, you need to be more involved in the. All right, maybe that's like the wrong thing to say, but like if you're gonna do this whole runaround with the whole, I don't, am I gonna extend you? Am I not gonna extend you? You have to be like, you have to see where the show is going. Like actually make those niggas sit down and give you like a whole ass plan. And I know pitching shit is already a nightmare as is, but like the quality of the shit we're getting, you niggas are not worthy. You niggas should be failing. More people should be failing these pitches. Straight up. And I'm talking about live action, by the way. Animation is a completely other beast, and I feel like more animated shows should be getting made, but another topic for another day. Some of these live action niggas need to get sent back to the drawing board, straight up.
Also, the problem is with live action shows is that everybody's chasing. Marvel did a really good and a really bad thing where they created something special, but because they created something special, everybody's looking for their lightning in a bottle. You see it
Yeah.
with DC. You see it with all these other IPs. Like even Power Rangers tried to do something, and they might, depending on what's happening, because I think this year is the 30th anniversary or whatever. So depending on what happens either this year or next year, you're gonna see a bunch of stuff. They already started laying the groundwork, saying that they're gonna do a whole bunch of media stuff. They're bringing a bunch of stuff back, but I have a sinking feeling that that shit is going to fall flat. I don't want it to fall flat, but it most likely is going to.
Yeah. And I was thinking about it today. Because I was like, I was just asking myself, like, why am I not feeling the MCU like I used to? And it's just like, those movies were just so. I understand it's like the antithesis of like the entire thing, but like they were just so disconnected from each other. Like, obviously those first few movies lead up to the Avengers. But even after that first Avengers movie, they weren't like, all right, let's put this person in this person's movie. Like, you know, obviously Black Widow showed up in Cap 2, but like she didn't have anywhere else to go. So she had to go somewhere and like, oh, she's a spy. I guess we're gonna make Cap 2 a quote unquote spy movie, even though it was just a regular fucking action movie. Fucking Thor drops another dud, whatever. And then there was just more movies in general just coming out around that time, but like none of them were like super duper like connect. Like people weren't teaming up like that until like fucking Spider-Man and Civil War. But now it's just like at the cost of just like making these movies enjoyable, they're just putting everybody in everybody else's shit.
Without a rhyme or reason.
Yeah,
This is why I shit on Spider-Man. This is why I shit on Doctor Strange, because it's a team up for the sake of selling tickets, which is
right.
obviously that's the point.
Because
But
niggas
what
just
happens when you have to actually tell the story now?
yeah niggas
Th-
point and be like, oh, it's that person, and it's just like cool.
This is why I've been crying about Endgame for the last 5 years, and nobody has been listening,
Yeah,
because you set up a whole universe and everything was for the most part well set up until Endgame.
yeah,
Endgame breaks all the shit you set up, and now you're literally scrambling for pennies on the back end of that film. We're
right.
5 years out, and we still don't know what the universe looks like.
Maybe that's why I also liked Falcon and the Winter Soldier so much because it felt like that that fucking pre-endgame feeling of just like, all right, we have these characters and only things that are related to them are going to appear. Everybody and everything that was related to those characters appeared. The fucking the Dora Milaje appearing, at towards the end of that season. All right, Bucky spent X amount of years in fucking Wakanda. Of course they're gonna show up when he's out there doing that bullshit. Um, Baron, whatever, I forget. Zemo showing up. Okay. Falcon and Bucky are involved because of the events of Civil War. Alright, cool. Sharon Carter. I guess they're all friends with Steve. Whatever.
They're
But
all
there
friends
was
with
no like
Steve, and all the Captain America movies keeps those characters together.
there was no like nobody was expecting anything out of that. WandaVision was a fucking headache to watch week to week because like niggas kept pointing at Mephisto. Fucking Evan Peters shows up for no reason and a bunch of other shit, and it's just like, who the fuck, man? Who asked for any of this? I don't like. It was cool to see him, whatever. But like the
Wanda
cameo
as a
shit was,
character also is not developed at all.
yeah. They tell me she got her powers from this, and now it comes for something different. Whatever. They finally mention her brother after X amount of movies and fucking shit that happens. Vision is finally a character, kind of, even though like this isn't really Vision. That guy's dead again. And then there's another Vision out there, but nobody's gonna go look for him because nobody really likes Vision because he doesn't have personality, and it's just like, man, why? Loki was
What the
like,
fuck?
what was it? Loki and Moon Knight are the next few to come out that have nothing to do with anything. But then Loki is just set up for fucking Ant Man. It's just like, kill me, please kill me. I really want to die. Moon Knight comes out and like there's no action in that show. It's like it's like Halo if you need therapy, pretty much,
I
because
mean,
that's what it is. It's
you,
just Oscar Isaac running around having mental health issues, but he doesn't. There's no. This show is called Moon Knight, but Moon Knight's in it for like 2 fights, and it's just like, all right, man.
that also
Shit.
needs to stop. We also need to stop using films and movies to build up to characters that should just exist off rip.
Yeah.
Like we are now in the era of information as well as everybody's seen it, and even if they haven't, show them something cool so they go search on their own.
Yeah.
This is why I've been begging and pleading with DC to do drop zone movies. Who cares? You can create a universe of drop zone movies. It doesn't matter. Hell, that's probably what's going to be the next thing. That's literally how you leapfrog Marvel is by just doing cool shit.
They do that. It's probably like if DC were to ever overtake Marvel by doing that strategy, it's probably wraps for like the MCU for like a while then. Because I think if like more people are interested in just seeing stories and nobody cares about the larger connected universe, then like what's stopping niggas from actually going to the movies and watching different shit? Like what's stopping niggas from being like, you know what? I just want to watch a good story, and then niggas are like, "Oh, the Lighthouse is out right now. Let me go watch the Lighthouse," even though I can't fucking understand what Willem Dafoe saying to me.
And just screaming in this lighthouse.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. They gotta Feige has to find his groove.
No, he needs to get the fuck out. Is what he needs to do.
He's lucky I'm signed on for like 3 movies and like a TV show. What was it? Fucking Thor, Guardians, and Black Panther.
You signed on for Black Panther? Why the fuck you signed on for that?
Man, I gotta see what it's about.
You don't.
I do.
Stop it.
I gotta see.
You don't have to
Actually,
see it
I'll wait.
through.
I'll wait for the trailer. I'll wait for the trailer. How about that? That's more fair because I actually know nothing about that movie.
Yeah, because there's nothing. They didn't set anything up.
Huh.
Black Panther had a happy ending, and then they just went next. So what could the next what could the next film possibly be about?
Who even
They
fucking
killed
knows?
Claude. They solved Killmonger. The guy's king of Wakanda. What could they possibly be dealing with now?
Namor the Submariner.
Great. Oh, what's he gonna be? Is he just a metahuman now? Because he's not a mutant. Those don't exist. Remember?
I don't fucking know, bro.
At least not in our universe. What is this shit? Fucking 616E or whatever.
Probably.
Gives a shit. Anyway, we talked for way longer than we should have, so we're
We
just
got off
gonna.
topic too. Bottom line, fuck Halo. Martin O'Donnell, Michael Salvatore, please save us. That's all I have to say.
Not happening. I wish.
I can
They
try.
also need better music in that show. There ain't no type of music, no nothing. Y'all
My
need tracks. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of y'all chasing this ghost of Hans Zimmer. Like, bro, not dead, but you guys are literally chasing that guy's back, and I need you to stop.
bro, just very like in TV movie across movies in general, just vary up the fucking music. Like, nigga, get some nigga beats. Bro, get a producer from like SoundCloud or some shit. Have him score some shit and see how that goes, bro. Tyler said he wants to score some shit. Have Tyler score some shit. See what kind of things it does to the movie.
Like,
Try something new, bro. I'm
you
tired of
guys need to
hearing
experiment with music, and
boom
I'm
shit.
not even talking about licensed music because you guys don't do that either. They made a whole Black Panther album for 3 songs to actually be in the film. Like,
I
what?
think it was like no, I think it was no, it was three. It was fucking Ops. Um,
They played the
I
B side to King's Dead. That doesn't even count. It's like the instrumental of the B
Oh
side.
yeah, yeah. Ops, King's Dead, and then Pray for Me, and then that was it.
You spent I don't know how much you spent on that TDE album, but what a waste of fucking money.
Now I know people would be like, "Oh, using licensed music for scenes would be corny, bro." The fucking I know that there was a tweet today about the multiverse of madness. How one of the transitions from like what was it when Strange was talking to her about Westview and it was like the sunset, and then it's Wong walking forward into the screen and it kind of like fade crossfades into Wong at the sanctum, not the sanctum, at
Oh yeah,
Kamartaj.
when he opens the door, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and people were saying like this looks bad, but like I thought it looked good. Like it's different. It's interesting.
Yeah, there
And
was a
then
lot of weird green screening in that movie.
what was it? The part where they're at the sanctum. It was Strange in America. We're at the sanctum, and they were talking to like the alt universe Mordo, and he was telling them about the dark hold and like the fucking MacGuffin book. Uh,
And then the roofies hit.
that part, but like just when he was explaining it, you can like see their faces like kind of keyed out and just like fucking doing like floating head shit and just moving back and forth. That part looked really cool to me too. And it's just like everybody wants to do things by the book. Nobody wants to try some weird shit, and it pisses me off. Cause I don't even like giving Sam Raimi props like that. Cause I don't like his Spider Man
Say
movies,
it,
but like
say it, say it.
I don't like his Spider Man movies, but
No,
like
say it. Say what you actually want to say.
nah, I'm not gonna do
This
that.
shit stink.
The movie sucked,
This
but
shit stinks.
the cinematography and shit like that, the direct you could feel the direction in his movie, and I will say that's some cool shit right there. But at the same time, like I don't like when people say that you can feel the maybe it's because I need to do more research. Like I need to watch more movies. But I so far I can't really. I feel like everybody's doing shit so by the book that I can't even feel like somebody's creative vision on something for
Well, to
real.
be fair, we know what the problem is with these Marvel shits. This
Fucking
nigga
funds.
walks up and tells you how to make a movie when you're multi award nominated slash multi award winner. Some fucking bald head nigga that works for Marvel is telling you how to do your job. That's what's happening with the Marvel
Yeah,
shit. But as for everything else, I think everything else is in an okay spot.
yeah.
I hate that bald head nigga, bro.
I just need people to have higher standards for the streaming shit.
They don't need to. So long as they get their dopamine, they see their character does something cool, it's fun.
And and just to get back to drop zone movie shit again, I feel like that would work for DC really well for shit like the Bat Family.
Yeah. Well, majority of their IPs. We don't need a Superman origin. We never did. We don't need a Batman origin. We never did. Wonder Woman, her villains do not matter. Therefore, she does not need her own film. I'm sorry. It's not misogyny, but these Wonder Woman films stink. I haven't
And
seen
she has
1984 yet, but people have been trying to keep me clear of that movie, and I don't know why.
she has one villain and it's Cheetah, bro. Across everything, that's the only
Well,
villain
no,
she's
she
ever
has the
had.
entire rogues gallery of the Greek mythos.
Oh, yeah, I've never seen her fight them niggas. Straight up.
Yeah, because Wonder Woman anything doesn't exist. It's not mainstream for obvious reasons because it's just boring. the goddamn history book.
I feel like that could be it. Like you get the right person on
Of
that
course,
shit
it
could
could
be
be
it.
interesting, but like nobody's trying to see that shit. When I see Wonder Woman, I know her from Justice League. Therefore, where's Brainiac? Where's Darkseid? Where's
Yeah.
what's the guy Starro?
My guy Starro.
You know where are the Justice League villains and villain affiliates? It's just like with Green Lantern. No damn Green Lantern. Sinestro, where's Sinestro at? It's literally
Uh,
the Black Panther effect, where
yeah.
they had Claw, and most people didn't know Claw or whatever, so they went with the next best thing, which is Killmonger, which is probably
It's
something
easier.
you're supposed to do a lot later.
Yeah, but it's easier to introduce audiences to that because he's just evil Black Panther.
Yeah,
I
Hulk
like
and
how.
Abomination like that. That's been Marvel's thing. They opt for the really cool money shot where it's hero looking down warped version of themselves, if not themselves. That was the whole crux of this damn Strange trailer. The movie and the trailer was leading up to him fighting himself with the Darkhold.
That shit was that was so misleading too, because like when he said things just got out of hand, I thought they were gonna like work together or something like that to solve the shit, but no, it was just I don't even think he said that in the actual movie. He's talking about, oh my Christine, I
Yeah,
lost my
they were
Christine.
super cut it like that. That's another thing I don't like with trailers is when they start super cutting things together, and it's two scenes that don't correlate, but because it looks cool to link these two together, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
All right, we got to get out of here for real because we have just
Yeah.
been
So
rambling. We're gonna
okay.
end it here. I want to thank you all for watching. As always, like, comment. Hopefully, we get some traction, see what's going on here, and we'll be back with
Yeah.
another video whenever. You have a good night or day or whenever, and Godspeed.
Later, y'all.